and on both the Facebook page for Movement RX and Dr. Teresa Larson. But I wanted to do it before we get into the Christmas New Year area. And it's our last live of the year. So moving into 2024, we are going to continue to do lives every other week. And you'll also see blogs of these. But it's a great way to serve you all and our network. And we are open to feedback on what you feel you need. So the whole premise around this is making your health your business. You and only you can take back the control in your life of your health and well-being. Now, 70% of our health and well-being is in our control and the rest is not. Today, I know we're getting into the holiday season and we've done a number of presentations for organizations as well as a recent webinar. And stress is high among people, and people are experiencing stress. They're experiencing stiffness from travel, a little bit of loneliness for some. Some are really enjoying family. Some are regretting being around family. There's lots of emotions that happen this time of year, and there's lots of good things that happen this time of year, but good and bad emotions, and all of the above and all of the below. So this live is going to be very simple. All I'm going to do is go through 12 different things that are super simple that you can do to help you decrease stress during this holiday season. Now, here's the thing. If you're someone who's traveling, if you're someone who, this is the time of year when it doesn't seem as much fun, if you still have to work over the holidays, or you just kind of feel like it's out of control, that's okay. All right, you are a human being, and you need to meet yourself where you're at. So these 12 little drills, these 12 things I'm going to teach you, if you just apply one of them each day, I think yesterday we had starting 12 days leading up to Christmas, right? If you just do one of these things I mentioned, you'll experience a domino effect in your day. So listen up. We're only going to spend 15 minutes today together. If there's any comments or questions, I will look at them later. My team isn't able to be on with me today, as this was a spontaneous live. But if you do have questions, I will get back to you at some point today. So here's the thing. When it comes to stress, whether it's eustress or distress, eustress is better stress, kind of the good kind of stress of just like, running around. If you're getting gifts, they're fun, and there's more going on right now. Distress is like, there's just too much going on. You feel like you can't handle it all. You feel the overwhelm. Either way, right? You're going from stress in general, eustress or distress, you're going to feel tension in your body, right? Physical tension. Just pay attention. When you feel stressed, good or bad, or in between, what's going on in your shoulders? What's going on in your hips or your lower back or your feet, right? What's happening in your mind? Check your heart rate, right? What's happening with your heart rate? Is it increased, decreased? You might even notice if you wear a Whoop or an Oura ring, like your heart rate variability might drop. And we want a higher heart rate variability, right? That helps us, we can adapt to change and respond to stress better, but you might find that it drops. You might find your respiratory rate increasing. You might find yourself just feeling more fatigued. So that's part of what we call the mindfulness practice, the building of awareness, is just being aware of how that stress impacts your body and your mind. And so when you're aware, you can better do something about it. So here's what you can do about handling the results of stress, which is physical tension, maybe rumination going on, resentment, all the things, okay? And even increased excitement, right, which also causes bodily tension too. Not a bad thing, but we don't want to feel tense and stiff all the time. And there are ways to combat that as you travel and as you go through the season. So the first one is building a breath practice in. So the breath practice, I like to use the tool of a straw and or a balloon. If you don't have a latex allergy, use a balloon. If a straw is also pretty easy. You can find these at the supermarket. Anyway, I use these in a lot in my presentations, but a little breath hack to help you down regulate, create some calm right away is work on your exhale. So I'm not congested anymore. I was earlier this week. I'm going to put the straw in my mouth. Okay. I'm going to try to talk at the same time. I'm going to inhale through my nose for about 4 seconds. I'm going to exhale through the straw for about 8 seconds. Now, go ahead and grab a straw. If you don't, go like do what we call pursed lip breathing or through your teeth, like like shushing a baby or like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the straw in my mouth, inhale, and exhale through my straw. Inhale, and exhale through my straw for about 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Inhale, and then exhale, 8 seconds. Now, that may seem silly to you. A 4-second inhale and 8-second exhale. That exhale is what helps you tap into what we call the parasympathetic nervous system, which ignites basically it's also part of the polyvagal theory, where when you work on that exhale and deliberately focus on that exhale, you can start to create more of a rest digest state in your body and your mind. So the more relaxed your body feels, notice you actually start to relax the mind as well. So try that, even if you did, at your dinner parties or whatever, take a straw, take a moment and do 4 breaths. People might look at you a little funny, but at the calmness you are, they might be a little jealous of how calm you are. Now, the second thing is just take a pause. The power of a pause. Before you want to lash out through a text or an email or respond quickly, react quickly, take a moment. Do this breath drill. Go in the bathroom. Step away from the group. Take a moment for yourself, even if it's 1 minute. It can pay huge dividends and help you show up and respond versus react. The third thing is gratitude. It's really important to focus on the gratitude. Why? Because it's sometimes very easy to focus on what you don't have versus what you do have, especially this time of year. Looking at social media isn't probably the best thing for most of us. And most people put up a filter on what they share. So, but the way you can train out of that is writing it down, physically writing down what you're grateful for, what you do have, keeping perspective that way. And give yourself a goal of 3 things, right away in the morning or before you go to bed to kind of begin and end your day. It could be around prayer, right, or a meditation you do, whatever it is, but just be thoughtful about what you do have and what you're grateful for. That's really important. The 4th thing is self-compassion. When you practice self-compassion, self-love, just being thankful for being alive, being human, and having healthy family, or just being where you are today, acknowledging where you are today and being thankful for who you are and giving yourself the grace of being a human because you're not perfect, right? That helps you decrease shaming yourself, decrease shaming others, therefore judging others, right? And that helps you let go. So when you shame or blame someone else, you're holding on to tension, right? When you're blaming someone for something or shaming yourself for just like, I shouldn't have done that, right? You hold on to tension. Let that go. Remind yourself you're a human being and it's okay to say, I was wrong. The 5th thing, and then the thing with that is that helps you do when you come across family members, maybe some you agree with, some you don't agree with, you have more empathy for them. You live and let live. Doesn't mean you don't have to stick up for yourself, but not everyone's going to want to understand you or get to know you or ask how you're doing. That's okay. You can choose to connect with people who do. But sometimes you're going to be around people in these holiday seasons that don't, that are so self-absorbed, they can't get out of their own way. Love them, like them for who they are versus trying to change them. The 5th one is plan. Fail to plan, plan to fail. It's really important. If giving experiences is important to you versus gifts, then let your family know that. Versus if they're expecting gifts, then Let them know, hey, I really want to give you an experience. I want to spend time with you. And plan ahead, right? Plan ahead is when you go to a dinner party, right? Who do you want to connect with? What are you going to eat? You know, how go over some scenarios of even how you might respond if you're a super reactive person, but plan ahead, and that can help a lot. And planning can just take 5 minutes to an hour, depending on what you got to do, right? Sometimes even delegating some of the things that you want to do over the holiday season. Like we like to send Christmas cards, but I asked my husband, like he wanted to do it this year, and I said, please do, because I'm trying to think of things I want to do for our team and family. So that was helpful versus me taking it all. I don't have to do it all. 6 is doubling down on good people. You might be around family members who don't, maybe don't acknowledge you or understand you, or friends even, but pick, who are those 5 people in your life who do care to get to know you and what you're doing and are interested in how you're doing and what you're up to. Make sure you double down on that, right? Because sometimes it can be lonely even being in a group of people. 8, walk. I know that exercise may be out of the picture for some. Maybe, the classes, like the travel, you're in different states, you're not in your same environment, fine. Just make sure you're getting at least 10 to 12,000 steps in a day. That's it. Make sure you get up and move, right? Don't just let it fall off, but move often and do that unplanned movement, which is, again, 10 to 12,000 steps in a day. Don't let that fall off, and you will feel better. Do more than that. I was recently in Las Vegas where I was getting like 20,000 steps in. Then I was in DC, 20 plus thousand steps in a day. It was nuts. It was great. But I didn't exercise. I was just walking a ton. 9th is sleep. Make sure you sleep. Okay, so the things that can impact sleep is drinking caffeine later, drinking alcohol at night, eating snacks, sugary snacks at night. There's a lot of those are the big ones that can impact sleep. Obviously, being up, watching TV at night can be impactful too. So, wear blue light blockers and or read. But getting sleep during this time of year is helpful, especially with decreasing. Like if you don't sleep 7 hours, that can increase your emotional activity. So trying to really double down on sleep hygiene, getting at least 7 hours can help you with the emotions that you're going to have during this season and be able to respond versus react. After a good night's sleep I always think through things a little bit more positively and better. And I know you shouldn't go to bed angry, but a friend of mine and I decided that it's okay to go to bed angry and wake up after a good sleep and then decide, am I still angry? And then solve the problem versus try to solve it when you're angry late at night. Think about that. So number 10, eat good fats and protein. That'll help you, a lot of vegetables, good fats, good proteins, because that'll fill you up, right? Versus the sugary snacks will not. And you'll have a yo-yo type effect with your energy. Get good fats, nuts, avocado, get some fruit in there, lots of vegetables, right? Get your favorite dip. I love bitchin' sauce. And then eat some good proteins. And that'll help, especially before you go to a dinner party. Double down on that so you don't just hang out at the brownie or cheese plate. Not to say that's a bad thing, but you won't overconsume that way. 11, drink lots of water. Gave you a little tip. Use a straw when you drink water. You will actually drink more water when you have a straw. Oh, Oreo is making his debut. This is our new kitten, Oreo. What do you think about that? You don't have to drink through a straw, Oreo. But yes, you want to drink through a straw. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water a day. Okay? If you think you're hungry and you want a sugary snack, double down on some water, a little bit of protein, and you'll find you probably won't be craving that sugary snack anymore. And then 12, embrace the chaos. Right? This is a beautifully chaotic time of year and a wonderful time of year. But remember what this time of year is about. Faith or not, no faith, right? This is a beautiful time of year of connecting. And between puppy, kitten, little children, family, there's a lot going on in our lives, running a business. But I'm very grateful for what's going on in our lives. Sometimes it's really hard, but I choose the hard of leaning into the chaos. Because if I didn't, it would just be even harder. And so embracing the chaos of, the shrieks and the moods from children or the ups and downs of business or having boundaries of business or shoveling snow to traveling. It's all a beautiful chaos in this life that we get to have right now, this beautiful gift. So I hope this is helpful. Just as a quick recap, we've got, a breathing drill, taking a pause, showing gratitude, self-compassion, planning, doubling down on good people, moving and walking often. Now I'm doing a 12 movements of Christmas thing on LinkedIn, so feel free to keep an eye out for that. Today's day 2. Sleep, get good sleep, increase good fat and protein intake, drink lots of water, even through a straw, and embrace the chaos. Happy holidays. I will see you all in 2024 with our team. God bless. We'll see you soon.